Zoom lady coming at you.
Who was it that was getting annoyed?
Luke.
It was me.
Luke
Told her to
hates
fuck
Zoom
off.
lady.
I just remembered hearing it one week. I was like, who was it that got annoyed with her?
Luke fees Zoom lady.
Okay, so do I have to do an intro? Oh, hello.
Oh,
Am
it's
I
your
doing an
first
intro?
one.
I'm doing an intro. Hello. So, yeah.
You got to do the
Hi.
full thing.
Welcome to a critically average adventure. And it's really weird doing the intro because that's usually Pete and I'm the one usually interrupting him, and it's probably going to be the other way around this week. But yeah, I'm doing a one shot. George can't be with us tonight. His car's broken down. He's sitting somewhere on an A road, probably. We wish him the best and hope he survives for next week. But other than that, yeah, I'm doing a one shot. I'm pulling something out of my arse last minute, and hopefully it's relatively entertaining for everybody. So we'll see what happens.
You have to know that last time he did a one shot, he made me cry.
Look, we didn't record that one for a reason because it had very delicate issues in it, and I warned you beforehand before we went into it that it might make you
It
cry,
was that bad.
and it made you cry.
Does this one not come with a safety warning?
Only for your sanity, maybe, but other than that, you should be fine.
Okay.
It's a lot more light-hearted than, at least I hope so. It depends on what you do. You could make me cry. We'll see. Right. So in typical D&D fashion, I don't have a made-up world for this one, so whatever. You've all received letters asking you to attend for some work. You're all looking for work at the moment. You're all after some money. None of you are particularly fussed too much how this money is made. But an opportunity has been presented to you. You've been sent a letter. You've been asked to come to an old abandoned inn in the woods. It doesn't even have a name. It's that old and abandoned. People reckon it was an inn. Might not have been an inn. Just looks like an old house at this point. But it's pretty dilapidated. And yeah, you've all been asked to attend and make sure that you are armed and ready for combat, because you might get a few scruffs and bruises on this one, but we'll see. So you've all attended to this tavern, this building, this dilapidated building. Do you all arrive at the same time? Do any of you know each other? Do you not? What's the go?
I don't know which timeline to choose because Nana has met several people in different.
That's your call, not mine.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm with Tobias then, and me and Tobias arrive at the same time.
Tobias would have,
because
you...
just recently Nana has saved Tobias from the clutches of Lady Hoofbringer.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's none of our other parallel group here, so technically.
Apart from Uria. Wasn't Uria in that
one?
Yeah,
no, Uria was there, wasn't
it? So that's why I said like Uria was in that one, and Vivian as well.
The clutches of Lady Hoofbringer. Everybody wants to fall into the clutches of Lady Hoofbringer.
Tobias was just a bit scared and intimidated and kind of was a bit much and ran after Nana as she left, as Lady Hoofbringer's like laying delicate long fingers upon muscles of
typical barbarian fashion.
Yeah. I imagine we're kind of Nana's doing her typical, it's this way.
Yeah, it's like,
come on, you great lummox. Let's find this place.
Got the letter and then just handed it to Nana. He can't read.
Oh yeah.
He's just gone, you deal with it.
Yeah, so I'm like, just hold it. I'm like,
so
it's the same as mine.
As you walk along the road, it's only a small road. It's more like a dirt track going through these gloomy woods. There's nothing really threatening about these woods. They're normal woods. It's getting a little bit late in the day. And you thought you'd probably have found this tavern by now, but after a few detours by arguing over the map, pulling over the side, having a couple of domestics here and there, and then finding your way again, you see this tavern further up.
Okay. Is it in a clearing? Are the trees encroaching on it, or how does
Just
it look?
on the side of the road, there is a little bit of a clearing around the general tavern itself, but then the woods just encroach around it.
Okay. Are we in sight of it, or can we just like see bits of it? That's what I'm trying to get. How close are we?
You're on the road. The road, as it's winding down, you can see it probably about a couple of 100 meters away.
Okay. I say to Tobias, now listen there. I think we should scoop this out a bit first. Let's take a little. Let's go and have a little hide down in the bushes, and we'll just watch and see what's going on. I don't want to go bumbling in there like some fool.
Can I jump in?
Oh shit! Your mum didn't change the zoom over.
With and don't forget
Because
to change your names back, folks.
Because if we are doing bits by bits, I might have a little surprise for someone.
Okay.
I don't know whether, well, Niven does have like a military-ish background, and I know that Vivian does as well. I don't know whether they would sort of.
Are any of you already there, scoping the place out, watching and waiting? You tell me.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Mhm.
She's like on a mandatory break, like
Okay.
on the vacation, and
Mandatory break.
She's been discharged.
yeah, I don't know the proper term. Okay.
She did something bad.
She's
Funnily enough,
suspended. She's been suspended with pay.
that's
Yeah.
also said Niven
Yeah,
got kicked
yeah,
out of the
alright,
military
yeah.
as well. So, you know, they might have got kicked out together.
Hey, great people for a hire. It's military.
Okay. So I would like to try and persuade or convince Tobias that we should hide in the shrubbery, please.
He's not the smart.
The shrubbery next to the tavern, opposite the tavern. Which side of the road? Whereabouts?
I want to be able to see like the entrance, the comings and goings, so the best position
Okay.
in that, please.
All right. Make me a perception check for somewhere decent to hide, and then make me a stealth check to see how
Okay.
well you hide.
21 from a perception.
Okay, yeah, you find a nice little ditch on the side of the road, which has got some shrubbery overgrowing the side of it, so you can lay down in the ditch and get low, and you can peek through the shrubbery.
Okay, and then the stealth, yes?
How well you do this.
14 on the stealth.
14 on the stealth. And Tobias, are you hiding with Nana?
I suppose.
Okay, roll me. Well, Nanafoon's already scoped out the ideal location for a stakeout. Can you
on this way.
Can you please roll me a stealth check?
Lower.
15.
Okay. You are both lying in a ditch, peeking through some shrubs at a tavern.
Okay.
There's
Doesn't
no
sound
movement yet.
Okay.
There's nothing happening yet, but you never know. Something might happen. We'll see.
Coming from the road, do I see them?
Are you walking along the road at this moment? Are you coming? Let's say you're coming from the opposite direction, and you have come around the bend. You have not witnessed them hiding or anything like that. You are walking towards the tavern now. Can you roll me a perception check?
This is where she just sees a chubby Nana and a Goliath barbarian like peeking out of shrubs.
Natural 20, 25.
Natural 20. Okay, so you see them from miles away. Nanafoon is quite down low, but there's this massive Goliath kind of just towered above Nanafoon, and they're not very well hidden.
I am going to sneak behind them.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. And can you two roll me perception checks?
Wouldn't it just be our passives?
I'll let you have this. Roll
Oh,
me.
come on.
Okay.
11.
11.
Natural 20.
Oh, come on.
So that was a 27.
No.
Like perception.
Yeah.
A 14.
Yeah,
you both see further down the road this strange tiefling dragon-like creature coming around the road, and suddenly she stops, seems to have seen you see her, but she decides to sneak off to the side and thinks she's being good at it. She thinks you haven't seen her yet, actually, and she's sneaking up towards you.
Okay.
She's gone off of the road and she's walking along the side of the track, trying to come up behind you.
Okay. I say, I would like to then take the ready action, basically. So I would like to just be like, as soon as the shrubs in front of me part, I would like then to be able to make a dodge action.
A dodge action.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay, so you're going to
now.
dive out of the way. As soon as the shrubs open, you're going to dive out of the way. Is that what you're saying?
If there is an
If there is an
antagonistic
attack, if there is an antagonistic attack.
my trigger is a dodge.
All right, no problem. Who's coming next? Vivian or Nivian? Niven. How am I pronouncing that?
Niven.
Niven. Okay.
Yeah.
Niven or Vivian? Who's next? Do you want me to make you roll for it?
No, it's okay. I'll go. I'll go.
Maybe you both can come together. I know.
It's cool. It's cool. How would Niven be approaching? Niven's not very subtle. He'd just be walking along the path. As soon as he sees the inn, though, like that's where we need to be. I think that he will sort of stop. Oh, that was the question I had. Like, which am I downwind from the inn, or am I like which way is the wind blowing?
Which way are you approaching? Are you approaching from the north or the south?
Let's go with the north.
North? Okay, you are approaching from upwind.
I'm trying to figure out what that means now. That means that
The wind is blowing
with
south.
me. Yeah.
And you are walking with it.
Yeah, so it's not really worth me using my advantage on smell perception, which is a weird feature.
Well,
it exists.
I mean, if you approach from the north, let's say at this point on the opposite side, what do you roll me a perception check?
I'll roll a regular.
Let's see if you see what's happening with this tomfoolery.
Let's see.
This Benny Hill moment going on in the shrubs.
I got a 19.
Okay, yep. You also see you see a Goliath and a halfling on the ground in a ditch next to the tavern behind some shrubs, and this weird tiefling dragon thing trying to creep up on them, which they've seen, but it doesn't realize it's seen, and you're thinking, this looks very odd.
Did the letters say that we were to be meeting other people, or is it just like...
You just got an individual letter asking you to attend for a heist. So you would presume there would be other people, but you don't know who these other people would be and how many.
Okay, well I mean, it looks weird, but I've seen them. I guess I'll sort of stay out of the way, kind of watch and see what happens and see whether they make it known to me that they are here for the same reason.
Okay, so are you going to approach, or are you just going to...
He's just going to kind of stand arms crossed and kind of just wait and see what happens. He's not going to hide or anything.
Okay.
He's just going to wait.
Okay, Vivian. You're going to approach from the south.
Yeah, I'll say she was around.
Not. You're going to approach from the south, not too far away from Uria, where Uria approached from. Make me a perception check.
Oh, nope, natural one.
Natural one. You see nothing.
And
You barely see the tavern.
she's too busy. So I'll say as she's like walking like down the road, assuming there's a road, she's like has this like giant bottle of special tea that we shall call tequila.
Bubble tea.
Nah. And she's like just like slightly drunk, just trying to pour some in a flask so that she can save it later, while she drinks more from the bottle on her way down and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so you have completely not seen any of this, and you are just approaching the tavern. Uria, what are you doing?
I am going to go behind them, and I ready myself, taking a step back.
There's a group of they're in some bushes, so you're approaching the bushes behind them.
And I'm going to jump on it. And I cook. Hi, Nana.
So are you trying to jump on them, or
Yes.
Okay, roll me a grapple check then. Make me a strength athletics check. With advantage because there's a Goliath and a halfling in that bush. So if you miss one of them, your chances of getting the other are
Oh,
probably
fuck off. Sorry. I had 215 and with my modifier 16.
So 2 16s. Okay, so 16. Right. So you've got the dodge action
Okay.
in place. So what's your armor class?
My Nana's armor is pretty 16.
So she lands on you.
Okay. All right. Do I get to contest it?
I mean, well, to beat your armor class, for the dodge action.
Okay.
But if you want to make a contested, like she's on top of you now, you can make a contested roll to kind of get her off of you or roll away from her. But she has jumped onto you.
If it was grapple, I'd be like, it would be a strength versus strength, wouldn't it? Oh no, no.
Or you can have acrobatics.
Okay.
Well, whichever's better for you.
But
currently, you have an Uria on top of you. This is
19 on my. Did you say athletics or acrobatics?
Wouldn't be a grapple,
Whichever you
you
prefer.
just on top
acrobatics.
of you,
So I will
lying
acrobatics
like
out
a
of it.
starfish.
So Uria leaps onto you, and you get this weird tiefling, dragon-like, almost dragonborn-esque kind of creature land on top of you, and you manage to kind of roll your way out from underneath this creature. And lying now in between Tobias and Nanafoon is Uria in this ditch.
Oh no. Tobias is the one that talks.
Could
Hi, Nana.
I literally just pick her up by like the scruff, if you know what I mean?
Hi.
Oh.
No, I just-
You've witnessed this. Are you still continuing to just watch? Yep.
You got.
Vivian,
Don't tell me.
Make me another perception check, please, at this point, because there's been a bit of a ruckus now.
I'm gonna say, don't tell me you got a letter as well. Could you read yours? I had to read his.
Natural one again.
Niven, you see this drunken human-like person wandering down the road.
She does like that kind of like almost trip too. You're like, what?
Do you think you must be in the right place if the drunkards have found it? So do you do anything with this drunkard person, or do you just let them wander on by?
Wander on by.
I
Well,
mean, she natural one. She hasn't even seen the fucking tavern.
oh right,
She's just
okay,
walking along this road, drunkenly swaying.
okay. Beer goggles, right, or tequila
Yeah.
goggles, right? Okay.
What are the distant memories of replaying in her head?
Fair. Okay. Well, these people seem like that one didn't attack those. They seem to know each other. This isn't some kind of like hostile situation that I need to either escape from or something. So I'm just going to kind of approach and hello, and maybe kind of do this in front of Vivian's face, but not like kind of too close, and kind of snap my fingers a bit, maybe. Hello. Wave the
I do
letter
not think
O.
this through. I do not know how to play a drunk person.
It's all right. You can just
You
say
can play, however.
like
What type of there are different types of drunk.
yeah, exactly.
I know that.
You can be a quiet, reclusive drunk.
You could be a sad drunk.
You could be crying by the end of the night while everybody
Really
takes care of
happy
you.
drunk.
I really don't mind.
Doesn't tequila tends to be like there's certain drinks for certain kind of moods, isn't there? Isn't tequila sort of like the
Singing.
feistier?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Fiery.
Tequila
Oh,
just
yeah.
sends me to bed.
Yeah.
I just end up going to sleep with tequila because it's if I've had tequila, that's it. I'm done. There's nothing to happen for the rest of the night.
God's sake.
I remember one time in Barcelona. I'm not going to go into it.
Vivian, you've got this gentleman just kind of waving in front of your face, just trying to.
Oh,
get
he's
you
quite
to-
tall as well. He's like 6'3", 4".
In fact, you just walk. You've got your head down, and the next thing you know, your forehead is pressed against the sternum of this rather tall gentleman in front of you.
Does anybody? Do we notice that going on behind us after Uriah come?
I mean, you three are hiding in a bush, looking at each other at this point.
Okay, but we were trying to watch the tavern, and then we got jumped on by.
Yeah, so I think you're pretty distracted by the fact that you've been jumped on by a tiefling kobold.
Right? What do you think we know each other?
You tell me. Would you two know each other? Is this something from your military days? Would you know each other?
It's possible you might notice like he's had military training, so he would be like, most military people kind of carry themselves in a certain way, so there would be.
Are either of you wearing any military garb or insignias or anything to identify that you used to be military?
No, not Niven, no.
Not kinda always, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Superior officer? Like, did you have a high rank?
No, let me roll for it. Oh,
That's
that I get a
important.
natural 20, but everything else is a natural 1.
Very high.
Ruins
Yeah.
his natural 20 there.
I'll say Vivian is currently a captain of her own regiment.
Oh, damn, I must have really fucked up since that.
After making some very questionable calls in a particular situation, and you recognize the captain insignia on a lapel, I presume.
Are you okay, Captain? Because if I know they're a captain, I would refer to them as captain, if I can notice. So yeah,
That's fine.
makes sense. What's the pointing for?
The
dog.
This is what we have to keep dealing with.
Wait, no.
Oh, cute.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not think I'd get into the tavern.
It's because we've got biscuits.
I mean, if Vivian doesn't respond within like 3 sort of seconds, I think
I'm just gonna like hiccup and yawn a bit.
okay. Okay, Captain. You There, over there. Hello. Did you receive the same letter? I presume you did.
Is that to us?
Yes.
What's what's
Hello?
going on over there? Oh, they can see us, Tobias.
I just stand up and look around. I'm like,
You know
Well, you
her?
made quite a lot of noise, right? You...
In this
Yeah.
ditch, the Goliath is probably now standing at the same height as you, Niven,
Okay.
because the ditch takes 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet off, but they're still now standing at the same head height as you.
Yeah, Oreo would be like,
I'm like, yeah, I got a letter. He got a letter. I read it. It's the same letter. Is yours the same?
Compare letters.
Is there a signature on these letters at all?
Make me an investigation check.
Oh no.
oh boy.
2?
So in your travels, you don't know what kind of fungus or insects have made its way down from your hair, but your letter is not looking good for wear. Like it seems to have taken a bit of a beating on the travel.
I turn it over on the back and there is a small worm making its way through it. And I go, Tabitha! And put it back in my hair.
I mean, I can look mine, maybe.
Yeah, make me an anybody that wants to, make me an investigation check.
And the letter said something about like a
Oh, for
heist
fuck's
at the end.
sake.
It would be more referred to as a job than a heist. If you have a rough idea that
see how annoying it is.
18.
5 for me.
I didn't roll. He's not really that fussed. Like,
Wait, what were
No idea what's
what
going
are we
on.
running for again? Investigation for what?
They're looking at the
the
letter.
Oh no, never mind. Just
Okay, so anybody who rolled over a 12 would see that the at the bottom it is just signed H.
Did you try to? You rolled a 2. That was amazing.
Tobias is not a smart boy.
It is at this point that you all hear behind you. Are you all going to come inside, or are you just going to sit in the dirt all day?
Hi!
And
Here's
behind
someone
you,
else
you
send
all
the
turn
letter.
around and you see, just leaning in the doorway of this tavern, is a rather well-dressed dwarf in some kind of refinery robes, almost like almost like a dwarven version of a smoking jacket. He seems to be a gentleman of leisure, and he's just propped up, arms crossed, leaning up against the doorway of this tavern, looking at you, thinking,
I say hello, well met in Dwarvish, because Niven's only other language is Dwarvish.
all right, nobody likes a show off.
He was raised by dwarves.
I can I just like pick Nana up like really gracefully and just so she can be seen properly, so she can talk to him. Is that okay?
I say, let me do the talking as I'm lifted up
Yeah.
by this Goliath.
I was the one doing the talking last time.
I think this time I will be the one doing the talking. Thank you. Can you all come inside, please? I would rather have this conversation inside than outside on the road with prying eyes. You are all here by the looks of it.
All right.
Or
I place Nana down ever so gently and then just pick up Oreo by the scruff and just like clonk her on the ground. Like,
Outside the ditch, kind of.
yeah.
Thank you.
Dwarf,
And then I
Dwarf
just
turns
step
around
in.
and walks into the tavern. Do you follow?
Yes, I follow.
does he seem sketchy in any way? Like what's the read on
Make me an
on
insight check.
what's the deal? 16.
16. You're guessing from this particular garb of this dwarf, he does seem to have a fair bit of money, a little bit of influence, and possibly power. In what station and in what way he has power, you don't know.
Hmm.
But from the look on his face, from seeing the rather ramshackle group of you standing outside the tavern that you were invited to, half of you mucking around on the ground, you can see in his face he's starting to doubt the people that he sent the letters to, whether he's made the right choice of employment. Yes, that's as much as you gather, kind of a sense that he is second guessing his choices at this point.
I'll follow along and say, "Come on, let's go."
For every 5 steps of yours.
As I get closer, do I see anything of note about this janky tavern? Like
It's old. It looks disused. It doesn't look like it's used at all. It's
Okay.
just an abandoned building at this point. It looks like it's structurally sound. Doesn't look like it's going to collapse at any point, but it doesn't. It's had better days.
Okay.
As you walk in, the bar looks abandoned. There's nothing on the shelves. There's the old mugs, some glasses that are there, dust-driven, and some are broken. As you look around the room, there are tables and chairs, some in varying stages of disrepair. But in the middle, right near the fire hearth, which is currently got a very nice, well-lit fire, there is a rather sturdy oak table with some stools and benches sat around it, and the dwarf takes his seat next to the fire, puts his feet up, with a bottle at his side, and seems to have a few books stacked up to the side of him as well. It looks like he's been here a while, maybe a couple of days. There's remainders of bits of food that have been thrown into the fire on the side. You can see the tatters of just everyday survival, just being here for the last couple of days, camping out.
Okay. I would like to then introduce myself. I'd say to the people that I don't know, I'd say, hello, I'm Nana. Your names?
Hello, I'm Niven.
Gloria, I'm a cleric.
I know who you are. And who's this rather wobbly fellow?
This? Well, this is Vivian.
Oh, you two know each other. Oh,
I think so. I think you do.
In this timeline, would you have known? Would you know?
Yeah, let's say all the other one-shots have happened at this point.
yeah.
Okay.
You two know each other. I mean, I suppose at this point, Niven's the only person that doesn't know anybody here.
Yeah, it's Niven probably, isn't it?
Yes. Well, all the niceties aside, this isn't an alcohol anonymous group. We don't
This
need
fella looks like he needs
introductions.
it.
Well, I won't disagree with you there, but
Is she?
we have business to get to. I take it you are all here for work.
I'm here for employment, yes.
Yeah, we all got the letter, so we here for the job.
Wonderful. Well, considering you're the only ones that actually turned up, then I'm guessing you will have to do
How many letters did you send?
more than enough. Let's put it
That's
that way.
not really honest of you.
Well, apologies for wanting to pick the best recruits.
You've
But
got the best in us two, at least.
Okay, we don't look like it, but we're really good at our job.
Well, we shall see about that. If you can pull this job off, then you will be handsomely rewarded. Right. Let's cut through the
That means
crap,
we're
shall
gonna
we?
get paid,
I'll
boys.
tell you what you need to do, and you can get paid, and I don't have to see you again. That would be nice. Right.
Asshole.
In 2 days' time, there is a caravan. This caravan is in possession of something of mine that I wish to have back. A little black cube. I would very much like that black cube back. you are entitled to anything else you come across, loot or so far, take away from the caravan you like, plus payment. Payment is 2,000 gold between all of you, and whatever spoils you manage to take.
And upon this caravan, whom might be driving or whom might be the employers of this caravan, if you should so happen to know that information?
Varying mercenaries, sellswords, mostly financed by my enemies, those that took my precious cube in the first place. As I said, I would very much like it back, and thanks to certain blithering mouths and wandering ears, I have managed to find out that they are transporting it in 2 days' time across the road south from here, and I would very much like it retrieved. Now, as I said, it is a caravan.
What is it?
It is not just the cube itself that will be with it. There will be multiple magical items, goods, expensive wares, and I have no interest in any of that. As you can see, I am very well taken care of for myself. All I want is my cube. So, are you in?
Yeah. Yes. I'm in.
Oria is going to grab Nana really quick and be like, I may be mistaken, but I have been in this kind of situation before and I died.
Nana would say, you look all right now. What you complaining about? You got a lovely set of scales on you now.
Are any of you
Yes.
in way magically inclined?
I have known to be dabbling in that way, yeah.
Yeah,
A
I
little.
mean, I'm a cleric, so
Are any of you capable of detecting magic, as it were?
You have no idea what my spell is.
yes. Wait. No.
I would say that would be useful for locating my cube, although there will be lots of magical items in
I mean,
this caravan. I would make it a lot easier than going through a haystack
if you
looking
give
for
me
a needle.
a replicate or maybe just a drawing or something, I can locate it directly.
I mean, it is very, very simple. It is a little black obsidian cube. That is it. That is all I want.
I'm not sure the spell locate object works like this, unfortunately.
I was going
Yeah.
to say, if any of you are having particular trouble with such arcane arts, I have these, and he holds up these little binoculars. Some on the table in front of him. Does anybody pick them up?
Yes, shiny.
Vivian or Ria, make me a sleight of hand check contested to see who gets them first.
Nope, natural one again.
Oh, well, I have a 5, so
I mean,
Oh wait. Sleight of hand.
sleight of hand, which is a dexterity check.
Okay, 3.
3. Okay. Vivian, you reach out to go and get it, and you stack it over a stool. As you reach out, you just fall over a stool in front of you. And Uriah, you kind of just watch this and then just pick them up off of the table rather. Like,
Tofu's misbehaving.
um,
Is Tofu being bad?
Could tell by your face. Sorry.
these
Tiny.
binoculars will help you locate anything with a particular magical essence about it. Anything of the arcane that gives away some kind of aura. Those binoculars will help you locate it to a degree. The only other thing I have to give you pushes along a rolled up scroll along the table. This is a map of the route of the caravan along the road from its starting point from the town east of here to the town west of here. I would highly recommend hitting it before it gets to the next town. Once it is in the town, it will be heavily guarded. There will be more elements of the law there, and I would not recommend trying to break into royal vaults. So,
Can I? I'd like to try and find out more about this cube. I'm gonna ask him. What exact? If you've got all the riches and that, and you don't need money no more, is what you're saying, then what's so special about this little cube then?
call it a family heirloom.
I could call it that, but what is it?
It's a cube, and it is black, and it is made of obsidian.
Can I
Make a persuasion check.
okay.
Does it summon Simon?
Does it summon Cybermen? I don't know if it summons Cybermen.
That's what went straight to my head as soon as you said black cube, I was like,
Persuasion.
Okay, I can't find any more my goggles, so this will do for now.
Those are the binoculars.
Um,
You can't wear them all the time. They're like a pair of binoculars that you do this with. Otherwise, you'll be constantly looking like 100 meters in front of you all the time, like really far-sighted.
that was a lovely, delicious 3. But if I may, DM, can I try and charm person on this?
Yes. Now, is this the one where after a minute they know they've been affected by it?
I don't know. So let me just check.
Yes,
Or is
think
charm
it
person
is.
the one that lasts an hour? Or am I thinking of friends? I don't know. Remind
I
me.
think that's
Friends.
an hour.
An hour.
Yeah,
And
charm
then you
person
know
is.
you've been charged at the end.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you're more than welcome to. It's just so I can remember what it is. But afterwards, they are aware that they've been affected by magic, correct?
Yeah, the creature would know that it's been affected by me.
Okay.
Um,
What's the DC?
okay, so I'm going to cast it at, when you cast it, select the target on an additional creature.
No.
I'm going to cast it, and I'm going to charm Niven as well at the same time because I can cast it on several different people. So yeah, so I'm going to cast it at 3rd level. Just
Way to make friends.
Okay. What's the DC?
it is my spell save DC is 15.
For what check?
It is
It's charm person, so it's a wisdom, I believe.
wisdom.
I get advantage on wisdom because I have resilient wisdom. I think.
Oh, wait, who and who?
Yeah, wisdom saves.
To
DC.
Niven and Harold.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay.
Increase your wisdom score by 1 and you gain proficiency in wisdom saving throws. Oh, right, okay. I don't think I get advantage then.
No, I think you have to be much higher level, I think, until you can have advantage on being charmed.
I rolled in that one, so absolutely charmed.
As far as you are aware, Harold and Niven have both succumbed to your charm person.
As
So-
far as you're aware.
As far as
Don't trust.
so you're charmed by the charmed creature guards you, the friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it's charmed by you. So I would like to kind of say, go on, tell us what the cube's about then.
My good woman, this particular cube, it is personal to me. It has helped me make my fortune from a young age. Obviously, when you work in the smuggling game and you are trying to transport certain artifacts, if you can keep these artifacts being hidden from scrying eyes and those with arcane talents at detecting magic, like certain binoculars I have just given to you,
What do you mean?
my little black cube prevents that from happening. It clouds the aura of certain objects and makes it difficult for them to be identified, located, divination, magics, and whatnot.
And so, all right then.
It creates trouble for those that would make my job harder.
Okay. Sounds like a handy
why
trinket.
I
I know
want
why
it
you
back.
want that. I understand why something like that would be quite valuable to someone in your particular line of business.
Exactly, and trust me when I say, if it doesn't come back, well, I will have other people to come and find it. But I am sure a lovely woman such as yourself would not take it from me.
Oh yeah, me and you's the best of pals.
Wonderful. I am so happy to hear that.
And I say,
Would you like a drink?
a drink now? You are a true gentleman. Of course I would.
He pops the top off his bottle and he pops it across the table towards you.
And I take it and I get one of the cups and I pour him one, I pour me one, and I pour Niven one.
And me.
Right. He unrolls the map across the table. As you can see, you have a route. I would recommend you have a look through it and choose where you would best want to approach this caravan and how you want to do so. I don't care how you do it, when you do it, but if you do it and do it well, then we'll be getting along just fine.
Well, has he already told us who is leading the caravan, or like who is likely?
Different mercenaries. What he said earlier, before the spell was cast, that it was an array of sellswords and mercenaries, people under the employ of his enemies.
Who are your enemies? That might help us understand who we might be up against.
Varying different factions that operate in different cities, my dear.
With particular skills that we should know about and prepare for?
Well, don't get me wrong, many of them will be armed. They are capable fighters, but I'm sure you are too. But you will also have the element of surprise on hand, hence why I'm giving you this map, these binoculars, all this information to make sure that the job goes well, because I want the job to go well. I need you to survive. It is not in my best interests for it.
And I believe we all like to survive, but nobody likes to, show up to a sword fight with a knife, if that's the saying. What's the saying?
Well, depends how good you are with a knife.
I say too right, Niven.
I say let not kill people.
Like,
Oh.
I will say
Tobias would like to know
to
how
do
big
so.
is the caravan, if you know such a thing.
There will be about 4 or 5 different carts, maybe at most a dozen, possibly guarding it. I don't know. I just know when it's leaving.
Okay.
I know who is
do
guarding
we-
it. I don't know the exact specifications of how
Yes.
it is being guarded.
I said, when I look at the map, do I already have any intrinsic knowledge of the area at all? DM.
I just saw it was in the chat. Sorry. Get help.
Don't look.
Sorry, what was your question? I was too distracted by get help. Go on, what was your question? Sorry.
My question was, do I have any intrinsic knowledge of the area, or looking at this map, do I see any
Make me an investigation check.
good.
Looking at the map.
Oh, beautiful. A 2 again.
I will allow you to have a survival check as well, because a lot of this terrain is woods, things that in your
survival.
druidic
Can
knowledge.
I make one too?
Anybody can make one. You can all make one looking at the map, especially with your military
11
expertise.
for my survival.
If you feel like anything would have a tactical advantage, make an investigation check. You're all gathered around this
16.
table reading it.
16 on survival for me.
Right. So
14,
Survival.
18, 19, 21, 22, 23,
Survival or investigation, whichever.
Which have we got?
25 for investigation.
25 for investigation. Okay.
Yeah. But this drunk me, so
I mean, that's still
And
pretty
I got
good. It's,
Yeah.
you've got these ideas in your head, whether you're able to communicate them, that's completely on you. So
20 for
well,
survival.
I'll put like
20 for
Like a-
survival. Okay,
I'll put
so
like a shot glass on like a good spot.
so you on this map, you're looking at it. It goes through varying different terrain, but mostly through the woods. As it leaves the western city, it does have some cliff paths in high altitude where it goes through a valley as it descends towards the woods. So there is some high ground staging areas if you wanted to have some high ground as it passed through the valley. There are several staging areas in the woods, which could be advantageous to you. Halfway through the woods, the river is flowing through the woods, and there is a bridge that is built across this river. This river is roughly 60, 70 feet wide. That could be an advantageous location for you if you wanted to have an ambush at the bridge at the river. And further along, there are other staging points as well. Some are narrower than others on the cliff faces, on the valley sides. It depends whether you want a rocky terrain, whether you want a more flat open terrain, whether you want the river. It really depends on what you want to go for. But you see a vast array of different options for you here. It depends on what you want.
And is that what
That's
right.
what Vivian see and Tobias see. For those of you that the rest of you probably saw, there's a bridge there.
There's a few
That could
trees
be good.
there.
we're in a forest?
And there's a lot of trees.
Like,
Trees. A lot of people can hide in trees. Oh, yeah. Or
Wait.
bushes, just like outside the tavern. That went well.
I think I would be looking at the bushes and everything and everyone online and be like, I can't really hide, so why not pretend that I'm hurt or lost? So it would create a distraction. And
Either
I'm a
way,
cleric.
the
I'm a
dwarf,
cleric.
the dwarf speaks up. He says, either way, it leaves in 2 days. The journey itself takes 2 days. So it's 4 days until the caravan reaches the city. You have 4 days to stop it and 2 days to prepare before it leaves. You take your choice where you wish to travel, where you want to stage, what you want to do. I don't care, as long as it gets done and you don't mention my name, of course.
What's
As
your
I
name?
said, Harold.
I immediately thought of Neighbours. Harold from Neighbours.
Harold Bishop.
Yeah,
Harold Bishop from Neighbours.
he's got a dwarf like vibe.
He's
I
like a
suppose.
good dwarf.
Does that show our age though? That as soon as the name Harold got mentioned, we all thought
It
along the
does.
same lines. It was like,
No,
oh,
I-
no.
I actually thought of my plant outside because my plant outside is called Harold.
Harold 2.0.
That's Harold 2.0.
Is there anything else you wish to do with Harold while you are here?
We will make our plans here. Do you have somewhere else to be while we concoct even some
Well, I was
sort
going
of?
to leave in the morning and return home for a few days and then come back and meet
Yeah.
you here after the job is done.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Very
I planned
well.
on leaving in the morning.
I would
Make
like
a
to.
general intelligence check.
Who?
You. Manafun.
Oh. It's a 9 plus something, or maybe even minus something. Yeah, 8.
You're trying to remember. There's something in your head which you should remember, but you've forgotten.
About this fellow. I say,
Anyway,
I say,
you're welcome to stay here. Up to you. Otherwise, if you want to hit the road and get a head start on it, you're more than welcome. Travel around and pick out your destinations. Up to you. Either way, I don't have enough food to share, so I hope you brought your own.
can we keep this map?
Yes,
I was about to ask that. What's he done with the map?
map's on the table. He handed you the map, he handed you the binoculars.
I say, how about, what time of day is it, DM, please?
Oh, it's evening. At this point now, it's probably around 10:30, coming on 11.
Okay.
It's summer's evening, so the nights have been longer. You approached at around 9:30,
and
with the shenanigans going on.
with all of you lot, what's your thinking that we try and trek to one of these places, like some bushes, or there's a bridge?
Trek, as if I don't have horses out the back for you.
Horses?
Ooh.
No.
Oh,
There's horses and a cart. Do you think I
Okay.
walked here?
Um,
And we can take the horses and cart.
Yes, you
Well,
may.
how will you return? Don't need to know your business.
There's
Anyway.
more than enough horses. I can ride one back and
I see.
Yes.
okay.
I think you forget I know how many people I invited.
You said you sent lots of letters. Anyway,
Did, but
So many of us turned up.
how did he know? I go.
does he know?
I proceed round. I say, I think we should get a move in then. Let's go then, everyone. Shall we go and try and find some place to camp? I think that might be a good idea.
yeah.
I'm used to camping.
Find sleep.
Is there a reason we don't want to? Well, other than this glorious company, why we don't want to keep the roof over our head?
It is glorious company, Niven. I have had a great time with you so far, and I hope you're enjoying my company.
Oh, glorious! I mean, in gesturing to Harold.
You remember you're charmed by me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was
So-
I was referring to whether we want to remain,
Stay with Harold.
yeah, in his
Um,
glorious company. Oh, but you're suggesting we want to go somewhere else. So
Yeah, I'm saying he's been most gracious, but I think we should make our plans and leave him be about his business. He probably doesn't need to be seen. He's well-to-do fella. You see that? He probably doesn't want to be seen around us.
Kind of bows his head and takes a swig of his bottle of particular spirit.
Yeah. I'm just trying to angle everyone out of the inn.
What do you guys do? Do you leave? Do you follow?
And I say,
Do you just
I-
get the horses saddled and prepare to move on, or are you going to stay the night?
I get Tobias to go over to Vivian. Vivian, how's Vivian looking?
Right.
Mute, 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 mute.
They're having a conversation, and I think, damn, okay, I've just been ignored. I forgot most of the things I said, but yeah, she's like sobering up now, saying how that's like, oh, okay, like she's on the job now, like gotta like get herself together.
Mhm.
No, other stuff that I forgot. Yeah,
Do I see a kettle or anything on the fire?
Sorry?
Do I see a kettle or anything on the fire? Or near the
No,
fire?
it's just an open fire.
I'd say, Vivian, if we go set up camp somewhere, I'll make you a tea for your your head if it's still a bit spinning.
That's okay. I don't really get hangovers. That's why I drink a lot.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
All
I
right.
shall determine that.
Well, I think I have a +6 for that. That's gonna be a 16.
16. You feel a slight rumbling in your stomach and a slight burp, but that's about it for now.
But now,
Yeah, I start leaving then.
Okay. Make me a general intelligence check, please, Anafun.
Wait, do we specify
God's
which one
sake,
we're
another
going to?
eight.
You don't know what it is. You've just forgotten something, but you can't remember. Okay. Are you making your way outside?
I would like to. And I say, come on,
Okay.
Tobias.
Anafun,
What did
and Tobias?
DS say? Sorry, what did
What?
you say?
Sorry?
So
Yes.
where exactly are we going? Are we going to the bridge or?
Well, that's for you to decide, but so far Nanafun is planning on packing the saddlebags and getting on the cart and making your way to a destination. Which one
Oh,
you
okay,
decide, you
okay.
can decide on the road. You've got 2 days, which we will fast
Okay.
track a little bit.
I can drive. I have proficiency in land vehicles.
He got,
Hey,
he's got his pink license.
I got my horse license. It's got shaped like a horse head. Little card.
He's got it's not just pony riding. He's got the full cart license, like HGV license.
Bus driver.
Uh,
So we all get on the Niven bus.
Toot toot. Yeah. Good cheers,
wheels
drive.
on the bus. Okay, so you depart the tavern. You leave.
And I say, Niven, as we're leaving, you might feel a little bit funny in a little minute.
What do you mean funny?
It's at this moment while you're climbing onto the cart, you hear inside a bit of a fumble and a stumble off of a stool and a voice shout out going, "Little shit!"
And then you realise that that you've become, and I say, I did cast a little spell back there. I just wanted to find out what the little cube was for. And since I had some magic going around, I had a little bit spare. And
yeah, we go.
I-
You messed up. We go.
You hear
I
some
know you-
footsteps making their way to the door.
okay,
I just pick Nana up. Just make our way quickly. I'm like on the horse.
he might
And
not
off
be
he
too happy.
sets on the cart down the road. Okay, so decision time. How do you want to do this? So we don't have to do this bit in character. We can say over these last 2 days that you have discussed your options, what you want to do. You've camped. You've spent a couple of nights preparing.
That's for
So whatever
Vivian
you
and-
guys can do, whether you want to change spells around for that particular ambush or however you want to handle this, you can do them now. Long rests, get your spell slots back for anybody who's spent any. How would you like to approach this, guys?
Vivian-
What information have we got?
So there's a lot of valleys which give you high ground.
Mhm.
They're further west, so leaving the western town goes through a little bit of a mountainous region where they travel through some valleys. So you'd have high ground, so you can look down upon this cart, possibly block its path a lot easier with some narrow passes. Otherwise, you've also got the woods with a 2 days head start. You could probably, it depends on what you think you could do in the woods. You've also got the bridge by the river.
Mm.
Do we, from the map, understand what the bridge is made of?
Who of those of you travelled from the south? Doesn't matter. I can't remember either. That's why I asked.
I was the only one that came from the north.
Okay. For those of you that travelled from the south, you would know that the bridge is made of wood.
Okay.
And it's
Um,
over
There's a few stone foundations on either side, but the main function of the bridge is made of wood.
but
Yeah,
what's the bridge
because I
over?
was-
A river.
A river, right? Okay,
A
cool.
river.
troubled
Yeah.
water.
I
It's
was
about
yeah.
it's about 70 feet wide. The river goes down. It's a rather deep river, fast flowing. So you're probably looking at a 15, 20 foot drop down towards the river off the base, off the side where the bridge goes over.
Yeah, because my idea was because we got a cart. And if we are on the bridge, what we can do for preparation, it gets some panel out and stuck the cart on a hole and pretend, but by blocking the way, to be stuck and ask for people to come and help because they need the bridge to travel.
I
That was
like I like your idea, but we've got, is it 4 days you said, wasn't it? The timeline?
It's 2 days until it leaves.
But 4 days
And it
travel.
takes 2 days for it to get there.
Okay.
So you've got 4 days in total before it'll arrive at its destination.
Okay. So
If you wait 4 days, it'll have got there. And
yeah,
and you're done.
I would like to say that we could booby trap the bridge in the very same way that you have suggested, and get their cart stuck there.
We don't want to risk our cargo falling into a fast moving deep river. I don't know whether the river is, and sabotaging the bridge is
I'm thinking of
particularly.
that as a backup, and then we try and ambush them at one of the further up valleys, and then if the bridge is out when they get there, we get a second try.
I mean, I think the thing that I'm concerned about is we don't actually really know who is protecting this caravan. So we have some vague ideas of some sellswords and some mercenaries and things like that, but we don't actually kind of have exact kind of, okay,
you were given a rough idea of maybe
Yeah.
a dozen sellswords or mercenaries. That's all the information you have regarding it.
Is that true? Is that really true though? So none of us
Nobody did
incited
an
it.
insight check.
So, and that is sus anyway. It's sus. So I would say maybe our first thing is to do some intel gathering. Perhaps we can observe the caravan from like a distance, or even are there any sort of ways of the road that sort of peel off in two directions, or is it just like a single road going one way or the other? So could we feasibly
there are some mountain paths.
Yeah.
But you can imagine. Make me a wisdom survival check.
Well, so my thinking is if we pose as another sort of caravan, then we could travel with them saying, oh, we're heading to so-and-so, and then just gather intel. This is a 12.
Okay. Even with a 12, it isn't a hard stretch to jump to the fact that there's about 4 or 5 carts, about a dozen of them. Their pace of travel is going to be slower than yours. Yes, you've got a cart, but you've also got multiple horses. If you did want to do some scouting and maybe 1 or 2 of you jump off on an extra horse, you could travel quicker and maybe move up and down the same road. There are some mountain paths. Whether you could travel quicker in smaller numbers across the mountain paths while you're doing that scouting to catch back up ahead or something like that, that could be a possibility depending on the terrain and the weather. But you're definitely at an advantage of the fact that you have pace over them. There's a lot of them, a lot of cargo. They're going to be moving probably at half the speed that you're capable of moving.
So where are you guys thinking of, like, are you thinking of ambushing them or what? Like, because I'm thinking, where are you thinking to do that?
Not that plan. The reconnaissance plan doesn't include like an ambush. It mostly just includes like for example, if me and Vivian pose as soldiers doing a patrol across one of the mountain paths locally, and we sort of say, "Hail, we are on our patrols," and just kind of clock how many people are there and kind of what weaponry they have, and then kind of peel off to one of the other paths. So essentially, yeah, just kind of
Vivian and Tobias, one thing you would have got from your earlier survival checks when you were looking at the map and the distance and the time that it's going to take, you would know that they will have to stop and camp.
Yeah.
There will be at a point where the horses will need a rest. They're pulling a lot of cargo, there's a lot of them. There will be at least 2 times during this journey where they will have to stop and rest and camp, whether it be for the night or a few hours before they continue on their journey.
Does
Yeah.
the
We can burn them
Where?
alive while they sleep.
Where you have no idea.
Because I got grease and firebolt.
let's put that in the maybe column.
Okay.
Something ringing in my mind about war crimes. I don't know. So, like,
That's why she's on what discharge? Is that what you call it?
That's what I meant.
like whereabouts? So looking at the map, whereabout? Like, does the river go through the woods?
The river is in the woods. Yes, the river flows through
And
the woods.
Whereabouts? So, like where the journey starts and where the journey ends in the next town over. Whereabouts is the woods compared to
the woods? Pretty much encroaches the entire area from maybe just a few miles out of the eastern town all the way until the mountain ranges and valleys outside of the western town. So the western town might be in the valleys and in the mountains. It's probably going to take about maybe half a day to a day's travel in that section, and then the rest of the journey will be through woods.
Okay.
So we have open plains and then we have woods.
Not open plains, no. It's the valleys of the mountainous areas.
My thinking is
Tobias and Vivian, you would also think in the hills and in the mountains, they probably wouldn't. It would probably be harder to camp and find secure camping places off the road with the carts and the horses in that kind of terrain compared to in the woods.
Because I'm thinking the woods is more sheltered, and there is the river there that they could, the horses then could drink from, and that is like a freshwater.
That's a freshwater source, unless they've got water of their own.
But if they've got
we
water
can
of their own, in
force
case
them
of an
to
emergency,
stop.
they wouldn't want the horses to drink.
It's possible. It's very, very possible. Yeah.
Or we can force them to stop, like I don't know, making a rock fall on the path, and they would have to stop
like a
and
proper
everything.
Wile E. Coyote moment. Like we could set up like a rock fall in one of the valleys
with a stick.
Yeah, like an Acme stick. Yeah. Okay. So
it really does depend on what you want to do. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's just that you've got different options.
Are we going to go all out ambush in the sleep or while they're awake?
Oh, if they're asleep, there might only be a rotation of guards. We might not need to kill everyone to get this cube. Like it might be that we just find a way to remove the cube from. It depends on what they do. Like, do they check on this cube regularly?
What are your priorities? Do you want to just sneak in and grab the cube, or do you want to go for the whole score and get all the carts and see what magical items and luxurious wares they have? Or is it literally in and out, grab what you need to go and leave? What is your goal here, guys?
Yeah.
How much gold do we want? How greedy are you?
You've been promised 2,000 between all of you.
If it's 2,000 between all of us, that's...
Oh, I got invisibility too.
But what I will say is that what Niven said earlier, Ariel, there's no harm in scoping it out and checking out what
Yeah.
you're actually robbing first,
Should we
and
do?
then
Can we?
decide whether you want to steal
Yeah.
from it.
Track for a day and then maybe
Or-
hit them in the evening.
You can do
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. Because they're
Okay.
gonna be resting out in the woods.
Yeah.
Because it's sheltered, there's a freshwater source.
Yeah.
There's
They
more
don't
that
they don't reach
can-
the river till the second day. Is that right, Luke?
They won't reach the river till the second day. No.
Right, okay. But they are gonna aim to get
The likelihood of them stopping after they've crossed the river, though, is slim.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So
Stop
They're
it.
going to, if they're like as Tobias has figured out, they're more likely to camp by the river because there's a fresh water source. And then
Mm.
after they've crossed the river and they've carried on, chances of them stopping and camping or resting again is slim,
Okay.
I can
unless given reason to.
Do we know if there's any monsters in the forest or how dangerous the forest is? Like, can we engineer something?
Make me
Do
some
any of us know
survival-
that
Makes me
forest?
know. Make me some nature checks. Make me some nature checks. Anybody who wants to throw in nature checks about these woods and its inhabitants.
I've got a nat 20.
And that's
Oh.
20.
Oh, I have a
I know
12.
everything about these forests.
You are the forest.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm going to send you something now. Ariel. I'm going
On
to
Discord?
I'm going to send you a link
On Discord
on Discord to yourself.
or
And you will
Zoom.
Be aware that this particular forest is known for its source of a particular narcotic that is produced by a particular animal.
Oh,
And I'm going to send you the link for that now.
Sounds like you're
I really wanted this to be a surprise, but and that's when I've got to give it to
Toad
you.
licking. We can go toad licking.
I've got
Oh
to
my
give this to you.
God.
oh
I'm
boy.
not licking toads.
So I've sent
Okay,
you a
okay.
link to what I'm using.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
Whether you share this information is completely up to you.
I absolutely should. Well, Niven is a kind of a softie, so he would be like, "This is adorable."
I want to see it too.
Well, you might. I mean, adorable is relative, like, but it's
Come
got.
on. Hey, snake are adorable to me, so
Yeah, it's got. So, age-old machine. It's liquid. Potent fuel for any sort of engine. The tar toad. Blazing inferno. Good God.
They're
I
like
re-
my idea of
I-
blowing them
I-
up, but
I
gives
really
us,
wanted that to be a
of blowing up
surprise, but
rockets.
and that 20, I had to give it to you.
Yeah, I definitely.
You would know this as a blood hunter. You would know that this forest has these in it.
Yeah, blunters are good at tracking stuff. Yeah, I definitely tell people. There's in the forest. We've been told to stay clear of them before, but there are these very flammable toad-like creatures with a quite adorable face, really, but still, you know, terrifying in many ways. Pete's like, drop the link. It's like, I'm nosy.
Oh, they're not little squidgy babies. Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah.
Fun.
I really wanted them to be a surprise, but no.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Never mind. It's okay. That's what you
Do
get
you
for
think,
an
Niven, do you think you
Mm.
could maybe track
Aw.
down some of these tar toads?
Oh no.
Well,
Oh, no.
let's
I
have a
see where this is
think.
going.
A monstrosity. Sadly, my skills are more yeah, about
With-
tracking Fae, Fiends, and Undead. So I
With your natural 20, what you did just roll, do you think you might know where they are in the forest?
This forest is heaving with them, but they are nocturnal creatures.
I reckon we get a couple of them.
Get a couple. What are they? Would I know what they are like eat, or maybe stuff that they like? Are they? Do they
Musicals. They love musicals.
Can we little?
Yeah.
They're not non-similar to normal toads.
Toads,
their
they're the
prey.
insects.
So insects, maggots, that kind of thing, grubs.
I got
Ooh,
plenty of
nice.
those.
They
And
have been known to eat the charred flesh of burnt corpses.
Oh, so they're kind of like
for obvious
mafia
reasons.
pigs.
But
The
I
mafia
mean,
pigs of a D&D world.
accidents happen with their particular set of abilities, where fresh meat sometimes just finds its way
Gets cooked.
through no fault of its own, just happens, and they make the most of it. They don't
Well,
hunt
maybe-
it, but they've got a taste for it.
Perhaps then because I'm a big fan of plausible deniability. I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of plausible deniability. So what if, as they're
Okay.
approaching this forest, we make it so that perhaps some agitated toads are quick to, but then carts are quite flammable, but if
Have we got a big bag we can fill with flammable toads is what I need to know.
Well, I don't know whether you could like pick them up and put them in a bag, but more like toad herding. I feel like Nana Foon would have like an affinity for something like toad herding.
Like Nana Foon is like, this is your area of expertise.
Nana Foon, make me a nature check.
Or
Could you
we
do
could
So which cursed dice to use? They're all cursed.
oh we
God,
could
gosh.
catch as a toad and use them to
5? A lovely 5.
They're pretty toads. They're pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
You are reminded of these toads from what Niven has told you, but yeah, you remember them being pretty cool.
Oh.
You've seen one now and again, but they looked really cool. That's about it.
I had an idea that maybe we can not poison, but use as the effect of the toad in their meal. So everyone,
In their meal.
Yeah,
Niven, you would know that this probably wouldn't have much an effect.
No,
would
it's
just
more
be-
like
It would just be an unpleasant meal.
yeah,
rather
it's more
than
like
actually do them any harm.
putting petrol. It would be like putting petrol in their food. They'd probably get real sick, but
Can we capture some? Put some where we know the cart's going. And then someone fireball these toads from a distance.
hey,
I'm not against
when I said there's going to be no genocide in this one shot.
plausible deniability.
These poor toads.
I meant to create.
Go
They're
on.
immune to
Go on.
fire. They'll be fine.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
Well, I do I know that they are immune or like invulnerable to fire?
I mean, with a 5 nature check, you know, fuck
no,
all.
I don't know a
mate.
thing.
You
I'm just all up for
only know what
exploding toads.
Niven has told you. You only know what Niven has told you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they fire does, it doesn't hurt them, but I imagine that they are flammable, right, Luke? I don't think it says, because if they're made of like an oily fuel.
So they're only on their exterior isn't flammable. So I'll for
Just if you squeeze
I will
them.
read it. When standing still, the tar toad produces a flammable tar-like substance covering the area around it. For each 10 minutes the tar toad stands still, that area extends for an additional 10 feet. The area is difficult terrain, and each creature that starts its turn in it must succeed on a DC 10 strength saving throw or have its speed reduced to 0 until the start of its next turn. In addition, each plant takes 1 necrotic damage if it ends its turn in that area, and each construct made of metal gains 2 2 or 1d4 temporary hit points if it ends its turn in that area. If lit, the substance burns for 2d4 rounds and deals 5 fire damage to any creature that enters that area or ends its turn in that area.
Ah, so we don't need to burn the toads. We just need to milk these toads in the path.
But you do
Pretty
know
much.
that the toads jump sparks. The tar toad has a 50% chance of emitting tiny sparks of fire in an area of 10 feet whenever it takes damage or when landing after a long jump. The sparks ignite flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. So this toad is perfectly capable of setting its own fire.
Mm.
What if we
If
milk
disturbed.
them across the path in a valley?
And then why you go
We take the toads out of the way because I can see you're worried about the toads' health.
I'm not worried about the toad. They're going to be fine. It's-
At this point, I'm going to say you've had about a day of deliberations.
Oh,
got one day. You've got 1 day left now until they depart. What are you doing?
So we
folks?
didn't do reconnaissance like on the
Yeah,
actual
that's what I was waiting
caravan.
for.
They haven't left yet. They haven't left yet.
Yeah, okay.
2 days until they
before
leave.
their journey starts.
Oh,
And then the journey
And then the
takes 3
journey
days.
itself
Okay.
takes 2
Okay.
days.
Yeah.
So you've
it's
got one
4
more day
days
now.
between-
until the journey starts.
Yeah.
all right.
doing?
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Let's
tell you
speed
guys.
this up. Let's speed this up. The planning's taking a while. Come on, what are we doing?
All right. I'm gonna tell you guys
Reconnaissance.
real quick the spells that I have that might be useful. So there's let's start from the bottom. There's web to slow them down. Spider climb. Mirror image. I don't know what that does, but it could be useful. Levitate. Invisibility. Enlarge, reduce. Heat metal. I don't know. That would be useful. Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to ask one question now. Where are you going to do this?
I think the
Frogs or not, where is this ambush going to take place? Or are you going to do your recon first?
I think we're doing recon, right?
recon first.
Yeah.
And then what?
Okay.
Scout out the woods. And
Do we want to have the bridge as a backup? You know, like
That's
just
what I said.
have like just have it ready to explode and burn down. so that
Okay.
they can
You've got 1 day before they set off. Are you doing anything now? Any preparations? Are you collecting toads? Are you doing anything at the bridge? Are you doing anything alongside the roads? Are you doing anything during this time in preparation before they set
Nana
off?
would like to collect some toads.
I
Please.
think we should maybe just for this occasion split the party. Like one group mess
We
with the
will-
bridge.
We will speed this up now. I'm going to do a varying degree of different skill checks to see how well the
I will
preparation
help.
goes.
I will help Nana collect toads because I
So,
know these toads.
We've got Niven and we've got Nana going after toads. The rest of you going to go to the bridge, or what else are you going to do?
I am going. I am going to go to the bridge. Breaking some.
Okay, so Vivian, what are you doing?
I'll go to the bridge too, and like
Okay.
help her out.
And what's Tobias doing? Is Tobias going to the bridge, or is
Tobias, where are you
to get
going? The
toads?
bridge or the
To get
toad
toads.
collecting?
This is just prep.
Niven.
Niven. I'll go with the others then.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the 3 of you are going to the bridge, and the 2 of you are getting toads. We'll start
I
with
just
toad
really want this to
collecting.
happen for Pete. I just
We're going toad collecting first. Okay, actually, no, we won't go toad collecting first because that is a nighttime activity. So, unless you want to try and go do it in the daytime and try and find the little
And they'll be
burrows that
sleeping.
they live in while they're asleep, you might think they might be easier to catch that way. Up to you.
I'm going to go with
I mean,
what
at the
Niven
very-
says.
What
Niven
do you
goes
want to
for-
do? Do you want to wait till nighttime, or do you want to
well,
do it now?
so if multiple watches of Spring Watch and Autumn Watch and Summer Watch have taught me anything with Chris Packham, is that you, which doesn't mean anything to the non-UK people.
Don't forget Bill Oddie.
Well, yeah. If that has taught me anything, then you try and find where they will emerge from during the day if they're nocturnal animals, and then you observe, because usually animals that are
Okay.
nocturnal are quite
And
cautious.
then you
coming
put them
out
in the
of our
bag.
burrows.
Okay, so
Oh, do you know what? We could find the holes and we could put
bag
construct
over
a
'em.
bag over the hole.
Put them in a bag.
What bag? Where's this bag?
let's say, for instance, on the carts there are some hempen sacks, lots of different equipment that you might need. It's been very well thought out by this dwarf. However, toad catching was not what he expected. Okay, can you make me some survival checks, please, the two of you, or one of you make it with advantage? Up to you.
You know the most about the toads. You make it with advantage.
Survival. I'm not very good at survival, to be fair, but I'll do it because I'll just do it.
I am.
For the sake of you being a blood hunter, I will say that for this particular one shot, these toads will class as your prey, and you would have advantage on tracking them.
Okay, so
you
I
would
just
have
get
advantage anyway. So in which case, I would allow Niven to roll with advantage anyway, and Anafoon, if you want to make a roll, you can.
Okay, I got a 15.
I'll roll with advantage. I mean, the first one's pretty good at 18. The second one is not so good at a 12, so I got an 18.
Okay, so you're off the road. You are in the woods.
Total.
And as you've gone off the side of the woods, you noticed actually on further inspection the side of this road. The road is kind of pebble dash, grit, that kind of road, and you start to understand that it's been designed that way for a reason, because the edge of it seems to be a little bit charred. And on closer inspection, you look at the trees and you see that these trees, this particular forest, seems to have built a resistance to the flames and the tar of these particular toads. So these woods are actually quite famous for being a flame-resistant forest. And as you make your way through the tree line, you do find a few little burrows here and there, some holes in roots and by some stagnant ponds and things like that, which you believe to be identified as the burrows of these toads. Can you make me a stealth check, both of you, please?
Oh no, I get disadvantage on stealth. I'm also sorry, I started looking for frog memes as well.
13.
Okay.
Not very good. 5. Oh no, wait, hang on, that was not with disadvantage. 5 is the lowest.
Okay, as you approach one particular burrow, they hear the clanking of Niven's armor and Nanafoon humming a particular tune to herself quite loudly, and you suddenly see a lot of these toads hop out of one of these burrows that you're approaching and run off into the shrubbery ahead of you.
Oh no.
You believe they've probably relocated to another burrow. What do you want to do?
Can I look around the area to see if I see any sources of water or the tar?
There's a few stagnant ponds around the area, yeah. You do
Are
see...
there in the pond, perhaps, DM, any tadpole spawn of the toad?
Make me an investigation check.
Come on, this is where I need a pocket full of tar toad spawn.
Is this for now or for later? Is this like
Probably for later.
I literally don't care. Like, I just want it in my pocket.
Can Krellin be like a tar toad person?
A 15. Oh, damn.
You stick your hand into this pond and immediately you feel that this pond is probably more 90% toad spawn than it is water. And you literally just put your hand in and it's just a heap of gelatin tadpoles.
I would like to take that and put it in a jar if I have a jar with me of some sort.
I will say you have a jar with you and you now have a jar of tar toad spawn.
Is this like an improvised weapon? It's like a...
This is a Molotov.
Toadalakov.
I would say, with your nat 20 earlier, that you are probably aware at this point in the life cycle, their tar toad abilities probably haven't taken effect yet, and they're probably just as useful as normal tadpoles at this point.
But you've got some lovely children to raise there, Nana.
Yeah. In the pocket.
And are you doing anything else?
Do we want to chase them toads or wait till night time now? And
Do you
give it
want to try
another
and
go?
find another burrow quickly and see if you want to make another attempt at sneaking up on it?
Maybe you
If
can
we-
chase them towards the path so they block on it.
I think if they feel threatened, they'll spark and.
Did
You
any
do
of them
notice
spark when
around the... Luckily, at this point in the day, most of the tar has dissipated. That was there from the night before.
Okay.
Okay.
wanna chase him, Niven?
Although you do smell a little bit of smoke rising from this old burrow,
Oh shit.
but it's just smoke coming out of this little burrow.
If we, I know this, I don't want to really do this if we don't have to, but if we kill them, can you then squeeze out goo?
You reckon you could?
So I guess we've tried the peaceful route, Nana. If you really need to milk
Could
these
always try
toads,
again.
I've got javelins and stuff. We could try and shish kebab some of these toad kebab. Sorry.
This is not the way I thought this was going to go tonight, all because of one nat 20.
I'm at this point, like, I've got my pocket full of s'mores. Like, I've got their babies. Let's go shish kebab some toads. Let's go.
You're horrible. Okay, yeah, I guess we pursue the toads, and I'm going to, as soon as they get within like range of my.
Okay, make me some attack rolls.
With my, let me see, what would I do? Glaive
Or
is
in fact,
probably not here.
just roll me a nat 20 with advantage. The pair of you.
And
both
I'll
of you.
roll you a nat 20. A roll
No,
d20.
Sorry, both of you roll me a d20 to speed things up. Roll me a d20 each, both with advantage.
16.
Not very good.
Okay.
11.
Sorry?
16.
11.
And 11. That's your highest totals each, yeah?
No, mine was 16.
Yep, that's your highest total.
Yeah, sorry.
And your highest total is 11. Okay. Nanafune catches 8 toads, 3 of which
Shit.
are alive.
Shit. Nice work.
Niven catches
Bag.
5. Hold on. I said 8 toads, 3 of which are alive to Nanafune. Niven catches 5 toads, 1 of which is alive.
Okay.
You want the dead ones or the live ones?
So in total, you've got 4 alive toads.
Yeah.
And you've got 9 dead ones. So
maybe we take
what
the living
you
ones.
do with these is completely up to you. But for now, I'm going to now switch over to the bridge team. Bridge team, what are you doing?
I have no idea what's going on.
I am walking on the bridge and trying to look at how is it made, and I have my mace, so I may knock some. I can concentrate if it's just.
It's all right. It's all right. There's gonna have to be some kind of toad pun for this one shot. It's gone too far. What would you like to do to the bridge, Tobias?
Totally awesome
Maria,
one
and
shot.
Vivian?
I am
Totally
trying
awesome.
to look for already weak points on the bridge and break them even more at first.
Okay. Make me an investigation check.
Come on. Oh. 6.
You look around most of the these timbers that you can see coming off of the main masonry on the side of the banks of the river. They look pretty sturdy. You can't really make out any weak points.
Okay.
Yeah, can I make a weak point?
You can certainly try.
Because Tobias
Where would you like to make a weak point, Tobias?
Okay. Shall I do it like try? How
60 feet wide river. How wide's the bridge?
how long? Yeah, like
The bridge is probably about 20 feet wide.
I'll cut a bit.
so how long is it?
It's got
The bridge is about 60 to 70 feet wide, 65, let's say, and it's 20 feet, 60 from one end to the other. It's about, let's say,
A
70 feet from one end to the other, and 20 feet wide.
Right. So if I was to stand in the river at the ones at the beams that are holding it up in the middle, would I be able to stand in the river and hit it that way?
You would not be able to stand in the river because the river is about a 15 to 20 foot drop in this crevasse down to the river that the bridge is over.
Okay.
So you would have to climb down, and the river is running pretty quickly and pretty ferociously. Just looking at it,
Vivian,
you would
where is
probably
your
think
ship
that's a
when
bad
I need
idea.
it? Okay, so shall I go for one of the ends? So where
What are you attempting to do? What do you want to do? And I'll tell you what you will have to do to do it.
like make so try and take down some of the supports that are holding the bridge up, or at
Okay.
least weaken them.
Just weaken the integrity of the bridge. Is that what you're trying to
Yes.
do? Okay. Make me an investigation check.
Okay.
I am giving you guidance. I am giving you guidance.
So what does that mean?
I forgot I could do that.
Is that a D? Is that no D4?
An extra D4 on top of
Yeah.
whatever she rolls.
Okay. So that's where
Try.
is it? Where have you hidden it? Stop putting your bad hands on my dice.
Oh, is he tainting the dice?
He is. He does it all the
Oh,
time.
don't taint other people's dice. That's not
Get in.
good.
11. That's whatever, and then put your D4.
17.
17. Okay, you identify two main pillars in the center of the bridge. You can see the top side of them. If you lean over the edge, you reckon what weapon have you got?
Good point. Morning star.
A morning star. Okay, I can lean over the edge of the bridge, and you swing at these pillars in the central side. You could probably decently weaken them if you hit them hard enough. Make me some attack rolls.
Can I help?
You can.
I have a mace.
I will say, to make sure that that Tobias doesn't fall over the side, you give me a strength athletics check.
Like you can hold me. He's not the smartest of
Go on.
fellows.
Attack.
Right, so that one, yeah,
Yeah.
and that, yeah.
Yeah.
Natural
20 with an 8+.
So
Roll me
28.
damage. Roll me damage.
So it's 2 of those.
So it's that.
Okay, that's a 9 on my side.
Okay.
So
8.
oh, wait, yeah. I thought that looked like 17. 14.
14 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. you swing at this particular pillar, and a bunch of splinters splash off the side of this pillar. You reckon another hit and you'd take it out? Do you want to break the pillar entirely, or do you want to leave it the way it is?
I don't know. What do you think? Shall I break it entirely or just leave it weakened or what? Because is there one on the opposite side of the bridge? Still,
There is another one. There's an entirely structurally sound one on the other side of the bridge. You have
This side.
basically weakened this to about half
You're here
on this side.
hitting this one. These pillars are both situated either
There's
which way of the
centre,
bridge.
either side, width end of the
Yeah,
bridge.
yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And you've
yeah.
basically halved the strength
hit
of one
one.
on one side. So it's up to you whether you leave it like that or you want to demolish it completely and leave it with
Shall I
just one
take it out
support.
completely and then we've still got the other one on the other side of the bridge? Or what do you think?
Up to you. Guys, what do you want to do? Bridge team.
I am going to grab Tobias and make him back up. And I am going to cast a few spell to finish the
beam.
support to fall.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's Vivian? Like, I want to know what Vivian's doing.
Vivian, you are there. Is there anything you want to do while you're witnessing
back
this?
watching the chaos? Like,
Well, I was looking up war crying weaponry to see what I can use, because we basically established that Vivian's a war criminal now.
Oh dear.
And interesting enough, I found a bunch of stuff about burning people and fire and stuff.
I really wanted this to be a light-hearted one shot.
never.
We've already.
I mean,
we've
you
already
have
resorted to
me,
toad
and
murder.
you have and you
Okay,
have
so
Sin.
what are you casting, Maria? What are you casting on this beam?
I am summoning my my spiritual weapon in order to hit it.
Okay. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
It's a pink arrow. That's
It's a pink arrow.
yes.
Okay, make me an attack roll with this giant spectral pink arrow.
Oh, that's an 8.
Yeah, it kind of sticks into it, but it doesn't seem to.
Okay, I'm going to back it up and hit it again. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna leave it.
I don't
I'm
hear you,
figuring.
Luke.
Yeah.
Luke's glitching.
Everybody's frozen.
Uh-oh.
That's me.
Can I?
Oh.
I think he
Uh-oh.
is stalled.
Thank you, froze. Yeah.
It's frozen.
He's just like, oh no.
It's got like the Karma's Hindu cow's face on, like. As his
Which one
phone.
is vibrating?
Sorry, that's my phone on the table,
Oh,
picking up by the microphone. That's amazing. that you can
Sorry,
hear
it's my family.
Did we not just go back to this dwarf dude with like a bag of toads and just here's your fucking cube? Toads.
Or just hide the cube in that bag of toads.
Mm.
Drop it in there and just hand him the bag. Like,
One of these toads ate your cube.
that.
yeah. We're not too sure what one.
Yeah, like wang it round like a bag of toads like this.
I love it when you say wang it round.
And then like lob it at him and then fireball.
It's bad enough
We-
when the toad says wang it round.
you did like a Molotov with toads.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that
Explosive
I was thinking that the tadpoles might be flammable, but even if they're not, Nana's gonna love bringing up a little family of tadpoles in one of her pockets into real grown toads.
Can you imagine if her and Tobias like
Can you imagine how?
stick together and Tobias is just walking around cradling this jar of tadpoles like his life depends on it?
Yeah, I wonder how they interact with like her cloud of spores though. So they'll just be like, are they like the kind of toads that do their and catch stuff with their tongue? And then they'll be like catching the spores and ingesting the spores.
You're going to breed these toads?
Yeah.
Breeding the toads.
Meet Nana and her toad
Yeah.
breeding program.
Yeah. I'll introduce some of them back to the wild, but not my favourites.
Just like a sort of,
Okay, sorry.
you'll sort of travel across, or just on a carpet of toads. Like that's how
You're
you're.
gonna do it to out of the cold or what?
Sorry.
What did you just say?
I said that Nana's gonna like train them so that she can like ride them like a carpet of toads, just like across the.
Yeah.
It's just like
Forget your magic carpet. Nana's got her toes.
A carpet of flammable toads.
cool.
My Wi-Fi just died, by the way, so I'm off my phone at the moment.
Ah.
But I'm back. So, yep. Bria, are you making another attack on that beam, or are you gonna forget about it?
No. I'm gonna continue until I succeed.
Okay, make me another attack. Nat 1 or Nat 20? Which one? Nat 20?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. Roll me damage.
That's oh shit. That's a 5 crit.
5 damage.
Yeah.
5 damage. Okay. You the spiritual weapon returns to you and then
Force.
fires
Yeah.
again.
Force.
Some more splinters fly off of it, but it's still standing.
Okay. Again?
Can we both hit it at the same time?
You can, but this time with, unless Vivian is holding you, Uria won't be able to hold you while you lean over the edge.
I'll just cast levitate so that
You're going to cast levitate on Tobias?
Yeah, so they
Okay.
can just
Yeah.
go over and go up and down and stuff.
Okay, Vivian casts levitate on Tobias. Tobias, you are free to make an attack roll without support.
So now there's a levitate lion flying above a stream,
I
whacking with a morning star a bridge.
yeah. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 hits.
Okay.
Roll me damage.
10 damage.
Okay,
And I got a 20.
To hit.
to hit. Roll me damage.
7.
Okay, and with that, as this arrow and mace collide on either side of the beam collapses, and you both feel the bridge lean towards the side where this pillar has collapsed. Can you both make me dexterity saving throws, please? Tobias with advantage.
Can I cast levitate on multiple people? Let me look at that real quick.
It's already been done. It's already happened.
Would
No,
you
but
say
I
that
just
she
wanna,
can
like-
see this happening,
I just wanted to check.
DM?
Hmm?
Would you say that she can see this happening?
Who's she?
Tobias can see this happening.
Tobias can certainly see it happening. Tobias is the one that hit it. But you're immediately feeling this lurch. But Tobias already has advantage because of levitate.
19.
19.
19. Okay, you lurch forward, but on your floating feet, you just managed to get back to use the fact that you're floating, and realize you don't actually need to go lean with the bridge. You can literally just stand still, and you don't have to move at all. You're fine. Uria, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh boy. back. That's an 11.
An 11? That's all right. It was pretty low DC. You're okay. You stumble forward and you hit the side of the bridge up against your chest. You take 1 bludgeoning damage. But you manage to stand firm. You don't go over. And that's it for preparations at the bridge. So toads have been collected, bridges have been damaged. What are we doing now, folks? Are we staking them out?
I
What
think
would
the
you
plan
like
was
to
to
do?
go and track them down when they leave, follow them, see what we're up against, and then ambush them in the valley with a bag of toads.
Okay, well, they depart tonight. I will say, because you're at the river, you are further east. They are departing from the west.
Yeah.
It's going to take you a day to get to them.
Mhm.
So at this point now, if they're departing tonight, you can probably just about get to them as they're in the furthermost reaches of the valleys and the mountainous areas just before they reach the forest.
Okay.
So how do you want to approach this? Are some of you going or all of you going? How like, are you taking the cart? Are you traveling like just on horseback? How are you going to scout them out?
I reckon we ride swift and we leave the cart here and run as fast as these little horsey
Wait.
legs will take us.
So where are we leaving the cart?
By the bridge, as if it was stranded and can no longer cross the bridge.
Oh.
Right.
How big is the cart? Like, how long is it? That
Cart's
really
Cart's good 20 feet long.
Right, so could we put I'm coming up really Irish. Sorry. Could we put the cart over across one side of the bridge so that like nothing can get past it?
Now
So,
that
like,
you've
tip
already
it.
damaged the bridge, you want to cross it across, or
You mean across the? You mean
no,
where it
like
enters?
across the end of the bridge. So
I
like,
will give you the benefit of the doubt. Before you damaged the bridge, did you cross the cart over to the other side or not? Which
I don't know,
side of
did
the
we?
bridge was the cart when you did the damage to the bridge?
Either
Doesn't
way, I
sound
can
like
still
we did.
cast levitate on it, lift it up, and then push it.
Can you cast levitate on a structure like that? On a cart?
I
What's the
should.
weight that it can lift?
Large object, I think.
can you stop playing with my heat form, please, and just
Yeah, let me check the exact wording real quick.
Tell me the description of the spell.
Just to milk
Is it
those
capable of
toads.
lifting up a cart?
I'm looking for it because I lost it. Okay, here we go. One creature or loose
I've got the
object
jar. You're squeezing.
of your choice that you can see within rise vertically up to 20
If they're in
feet
the
and
bag,
remain
you could just twist the
suspended
bag.
there for
But
the
like
duration.
when you
The
put something
spell
through
can
muslin.
levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds.
Just
To
tighten the
500
clock.
pounds.
Mhm.
Okay, if there's nobody on the cart, you can cast levitate on it. What's the range of levitate for you? What's the? Can I point out that the cart doesn't have a movement speed without somebody pushing it or pulling it? You've now just got a cart that's floating off the ground.
Okay, this is why I'm an ASMR and I can like spread my wings and then just push it.
Okay, so you are flying now, pushing a cart. I don't know what's so funny. You are now a flying ASMR. You are ASMR, however the hell you want to pronounce it, and you levitate the cart. You push the cart to the other side of the bridge. And you fly back. The damage is done to the rest of the cart, to the rest of the bridge, and you leave the cart on the far end of the bridge, the opposite side to which you are traveling. Okay. Horses, who's going? Who's doing this scout mission? Who is going? Is everybody going?
I'm
Is everyone go?
on my horse ready.
I don't think
one of
everyone
them's
should
going.
go.
Is everybody going? Okay, brilliant. Right. So
No, I don't think everyone
no.
should go. Surely
No?
not.
No? Okay. Who's staying?
The two people are already going, and I would just stay behind.
Yeah, I
let's,
think
let's have a quick 5-minute break, toilet break, refuel, compose ourselves.
really.
Yeah.
Niven and Nana are just like, what do we need this cube for? We've won already. We've got a bag of toes. Like,
We've got magic toads. This day can't get any better. Okay. I'll be back in a moment. 5 minutes. Get your drinks. Oh,
He's
hell.
gone. He's gone.
One nat 20 changed this game.
Oh dear.
I think the reason I started laughing is because I imagined, like, if the cart was levitating, I just kind of imagined, what if we had put the toads on the cart as it levitated? And so I'm imagining new scenarios where these toads are, yeah. This is now like our calling card. We leave a toad at every, the scene of every.
Poor toads. Poor toads.
Or just
It was-
like a couple of the tadpoles.
It's like 7 or something, but it's just toads like left at the crime scene. They always leave toads at the crime scene.
It was the Tar Toad Gang. I can tell.
Oh, the Toadtacular Gang is a good name.
It's squidgy. It was the kind of like the ringing of the sack.
What's the optimal sort of squeezing action for a time? Just imagine the eyes.
That is definitely a Google like search result that you'll look back on and go, I wonder why I was searching that.
How do I milk a toad?
My face actually hurts.
I'm going to find
Well,
out the
Luke-
best way to squeeze a toad. I'm Googling it.
Will Luke come back? That's the big question.
No, probably not. That's him gone now. He's like, no, not dealing with that. Oh,
Here we go.
psychedelic toad venom.
I'm
That's
finding
why
it
we
out.
can't have nice things.
Come on.
Hey.
Lovely one shot. There's one shot. Nice little simple. Capture the cart. Get the treasure. Take it back. No, we've gone off on an
It's
adventure.
10, and we haven't even got to the main bit.
No, we've just
Listen.
gone through.
He got a taste of his own medicine. Okay?
It's true.
Is this what it's like for you guys every single week?
No, last week was dark.
Oh yes,
Last week was dark, to be fair.
we do take a lot of tangents, but
Because
There's some weeks are just ridiculous, like this one, for instance.
the cheese week
there,
was great.
there have been times when I'm upstairs, or like I've been down here with my headphones on and then gone up to bed, and then Pete's come up afterwards and he's still crying with laughter as he gets into bed, and I'm like, I kind of want to know, but at the same time I don't want to hear it. I'm just like, just
Oh, there's a thing on IFL science website that says stop milking toads.
stop milking toads to get high.
Stop it.
Oh, I've got a bug bite on my
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm riding
How
to
are we
the. I'm riding with my horse to try and spy on them.
I am
Who's going?
staying.
Who's staying? Tell me now.
Oh, Nana, do you want me with you?
I'm staying.
Well, is anybody else looking at going with Nana?
Oh wait, is she going alone? If she's going alone, then I'll go.
It's a day's ride. Keep that in mind.
I mean,
From where you
I'm
are now to where you're
proficient.
going.
I'm proficient with land vehicles, so I guess horse is also a land vehicle? Question mark.
I would
Horses are a
I would
monster.
allow it. Yeah. I would say-
allow it.
A mount. I'm not
Yeah.
proficient with mounts, but I'll go with Nana if no one else is.
Okay, I will stay put then.
And you,
Vivian, are you going or are you staying?
Going.
Uria,
Yeah, sorry.
are you going or are you staying?
I'm the cleric, so if there is damage,
I can heal too.
yeah. But I got channel divinity, so that helps a bit more.
Oh, I don't want us all to go. So if like you three are gonna go, I will stay. I just don't think we should all go. Like
No,
it's intimidating.
It's why I'm staying.
Yeah.
I'll stay.
I
Even
say
though
we split the cleric. Healer. We split
So is
the
the cleric-
healer, so
So Uria, are you going with them? Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
I-
Okay.
I-
So Vivian, Uria, and Nanafoon are going on a scouting mission, and Tobias and Niven are staying at the bridge.
cool. That's it.
Two strong
Okay.
boys.
Can you all make me what we'll call this? Let's say Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh,
Those of you
boy.
that are riding, those of you that are going on the scouting mission. Day's ride.
Constitution saving throw.
No,
I get a 17.
I got a
17?
6.
Got a 6. Vivian,
17.
17. Okay. Vivian and Nanafoon, you're okay. Uria, you get 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh, come on.
This day's ride has been pretty. I don't know. After all the talking of toads and bashing of bridges, it's been pretty hard on you, and you just this horse ride has just tired you out a little bit. Your new kobold body is not quite used to the riding part of transportation yet. Okay, so you are riding along this road. You are approaching the end of the forest. The trees are starting to thin out. The air is starting to become a bit more cooler. And you are approaching what you can see is the edge of the forest towards the mountains and the hills and the valleys. What are you doing?
I would like to take the high ground.
Want to take the high ground? Okay. So at the edge of the forest, there are a couple of hills. Just at the edge of the forest, you can go up to the top of one of those. And are you going to perch and wait and see what? Keep an eye out for them coming. Is that the plan?
Yeah, just to see
Okay.
like far off, and then probably ride ahead. Like get a good idea of what they look like, what kind of things. Has anybody got anything that magical that thinks we can get ahead? Like a
That's the binoculars.
yeah, you got the binoculars, Uria. So I'm thinking like you peek out through those and tell us what you see when you see them coming.
Okay. Night is falling. It is getting dark. This is dusk on the third day.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is they've been traveling now for a day. It is now dusk on the third day.
Okay.
Okay. You are on top of a hill. Have you got a fire, or are you just there camping down?
Trying to keep no fire on, just to be inconspicuous.
Okay, trying to be incognito. Can I have perception checks from those of you that are looking out for the caravan?
And I'm casting guidance on me because now I have disadvantage. So
Hey, that's pretty good. 19 plus stuff.
Just a 13 for Nana.
Wait, what? Plus what? Wait, what?
Perception.
What? 30, 20.
16.
30, 20, 2016, and what was it for Nanofoon? Sorry, Pete.
13.
13. Okay. Uria, you do start to see in the darkness along the road even in this poor light for your eyes, you can see these shapes approaching on the road. Vivian, are you using the binoculars?
I have them.
No, she doesn't. Nope. She doesn't have them.
Aurea has them.
Aurea has them, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought Vivian had them. My bad. Actually, so in that case, switch that round. Vivian, you see some dark shapes coming down the road. Hard to make out at this distance, probably a couple 100 meters off yet. Aurea, however, are you using the binoculars?
Mm.
Yes or no?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yes.
Sorry, I can only see 4 people screens on here, so I can,
Okay.
at the moment I can't.
Oh,
see
you're
the
on your
screen yet, but I can
phone.
hear you.
Okay.
So while you're looking down the binoculars, you can see auras in the distance of pink and yellow and lilacs and turquoises, just ever so glowing off of some of these shapes in the distance, and they are approaching quite quickly. They seem like they want to be getting to the edge of the forest at quite speed. It seems they've got a deadline. They want to get to the edge of the forest quite quickly. What do you guys do? Are you just going to wait for them to approach? Wait for them to get closer?
I say, what do you see?
So at the moment,
Just
as it gets closer, you can make out 4 carts,
Okay.
2 of which have these different coloured auras shining around them through the lenses of the binoculars. These pinks and yellows and turquoises and lilacs, arraying off of the 2 rear carts. 2 front carts don't seem to have any kind of auras. On top of the carts that are glowing, you can make out an individual sat on top and 2 individuals on either side of each cart. So they're hanging onto the side, sitting on boxes on either side, and then one person sat on top of the 2 rear carts. With this particular light, you can't quite make out what the light is, what the situation is for the 2 front carts.
okay.
But you do see movement, you do see bodies. How many? It's hard to make out.
Okay.
Okay.
How far off are they before you? How far do we think I'd be able to see them before I can make them out in this dusk?
We're about 100 meters out at this point now.
Okay.
They're winding around the base of the hill.
Yeah.
You can see the 4 carts now quite clearly.
Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
Yo.
Now, you've got dark vision, yes?
No, because I'm a halfling.
No.
So perception was 19.
Okay, you can see the 4 carts. You can clearly see on each cart somebody is sitting on top of them. 1 person on the top of each cart, but that's about as much as you can make out.
Okay. I say we don't know. Shall we wait till they camp and then we'll head back to the others?
How much longer are you going to wait?
I think we should ride ahead of them if we can. Have we got time to ride ahead of them, everybody? DM?
Well, as you're disembarking from the hill, as you slowly make your way down, you can see that before they reach, as they make their way to the edge of the forest, while the trees are still sparse, you can see them pulling off of the road.
Okay.
Looks like they're making camp.
Okay. We'll stay and watch for a bit and see if we see any more disembark then in that case.
Okay. Make me.
I would like to.
How close are you getting?
How far can you see with those binoculars, Aurea?
About 100 meters.
Okay. I'm going to ask Aurea to keep an eye out then from about 100 meters.
Okay. Are any of you getting closer, or are you just going to have Aurea on watch?
I'm staying where I put because I can't see that far. I don't have dark vision.
Vivian, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast invisibility and
Oh,
and get closer
And get what?
and get closer.
And get closer. How close do you want to get?
Close enough to where I can try to figure out how many cards did you say they have? 2?
Four.
Oh, 4.
Two
Oh
in the back,
shit.
two in the
Okay.
Four. The two rear parts were the ones that were glowing.
Oh yeah.
Gloria, I don't know whether she shared that information with you or not, but
I would.
I was like just try to keep like a lookout on those to see if they have like from afar to see if they have like any locks and to
how
like
close? Give me a distance.
30 feet, 30, 40 feet.
Make me a stealth check.
Oh. Hey, that's pretty good. What's decent? Stealth? 16.
Okay. You don't think you've been seen. As you've gotten this closer, you can see that they have started to set up some fires. They have pulled the carts into almost a ring formation around these two central fires. The people that were sitting on top of the carts are still sitting on top of the carts, almost as if that's their station. From now, you can actually do a head count, and you can make out that there are 10 individuals, one person on top of each cart, and 6 others.
We could blow it up right now.
And you can see them just getting up some bedrolls, getting placed around the fires. It looks like the people on top of the carts are keeping out watch.
Our cards.
As you get closer, you can see that the carts themselves are stacked with crates, bags, sacks, some chests. Do you get a closer look? Do you go up to one of these carts or not?
Before I do, would you say using my thieves tools that if I try to make a trap, will that break my invisibility?
Because it's not a spell and it's not an attack, I would say no. It wouldn't break your invisibility, but keep in mind the trap itself would not be invisible.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't know if there's a trap. I don't think it would be. I don't know why I said trap to begin with, but I wanted to like kind of like sabotage one of the wheels.
You can do that. What kind of which cart do you want to do that on?
If possible, both of one of the cards that has the treasure or like the glowy bits that Aurea told us.
Mhm.
Okay. Which one? Roll me a d20.
Oh boy.
I got you. 4.
Okay. And make me a stealth check. If you're going to approach it, if you're choosing that you want to do this.
Oh shit. Should I?
Gloria, from a distance, you are watching as Vivian is approaching this camp and is slowly approaching one of these carts. What did you roll?
16 again.
16? I need to roll, bear with me.
I'm ready to blow this place up. I'm just saying.
No.
You don't hear anything?
Uh,
Nothing happens. No movement.
What I'm gonna do if I see
You are now-
someone getting attracted by what they're doing, I have some sacred flame with me, so I'm going to attract them, distract them with a sacred flame away from me. Maximum range in 60. So in a direction of 60 feet, would launch a sacred flame.
That's
Okay.
So
someone attack.
And when would you do that? Is this an action you are readying?
if if they are being seen too soon, like they're doing something, as I just someone is coming very quickly towards them, just a
Okay.
distraction.
At the moment, you don't see any movement. The individuals you see through your binoculars that are just sitting on top of the carts are just sitting there.
Okay.
There's
just-
no major movement. There's no urgency. Nothing seems to have alerted them in any way.
We are, I say to Uria very quietly, whispering, in fact, I say, Uria, we are outnumbered. We should make our way back if we can and regroup with the others. We have a better idea of what we're facing now.
Yeah, but Vivian is down there.
I think
Vivian.
she's
You have gotten to the rear of this one cart. What are you doing? Are you sabotaging it?
Is that what I just rolled for? Is that
That you rolled the stealth.
uh-huh.
Now you've got a thieves' tools check if you want to sabotage it. How are you sabotaging it? Though, tell me.
All right. So I'm guessing it's like, have you guys ever played Red Dead? Where all right. You know how when you're just in the open world and then you'll see like a prison transfer and it's like it's just like a normal wagon but like an iron grate.
Yep.
I'm imagining it. So
kind of, yeah. Kind of. Similar.
right. Okay, so now that I have like an image of it, like kind of from what I've seen, I kind of want to like kind of get under and like try to like loosen one of the wheels.
Okay.
So that
Maybe a thieves' tools check then for that.
yeah, so that shortly after moving for like a short while, like 30 minutes, 20, like it just like pops off. Thieves' tools. What would I add for that?
It's a dexterity modifier. So if you've got proficiency, add your proficiency mod. If you don't, just add your dexterity mod.
14.
14?
Mhm.
Okay. You've done some fiddling about. These wheels aren't as intricate as you thought they would be. This is more something that normal tools probably would have been more sufficient with than thieves' tools. But you think you've managed to loosen the bolts around the initial wheel on this particular axle. How long it will last, you don't know. You hope it'll last about an hour or two before it'll fall off. It could be sooner, it could be longer. At this point, you're not sure.
And I don't know if this changes anything, but I also have alchemist tools, jeweler's tools, smith tools, thieves' tools, and tinker tools. I see. Like,
It's done now.
Yeah,
we'll
like-
leave it the way it is.
Right.
But yeah, you think you've done a good job of sabotaging it. How long the wheel would last on the cart, you don't know. Right, back to the bridge team. What are you doing? Where are you? How are you positioned by this bridge right now?
Aren't we just hanging out? We're just hanging out waiting for
Where
people to...
are you? Just standing on the side of the road? Are you on the bridge? What are you? How?
Oh, not on the bridge.
No.
You told me that you sabotaged some bridge stuff, right? Okay. I suppose we don't really want to be seen unless it's our allies that come back safe.
So
Maybe
you're off to the
we...
side of the road.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
we're in a wood.
Okay.
There
So
are
are you
trees.
attempting to hide from view of the road if somebody was traveling along the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both make me stealth checks, please.
But I want to draw in the dirt a happy frog so that our friends will know that we're still here.
Okay. I will say, because you've been in your situation for a while, I don't think you're going to be, while you're waiting, I don't think you're going to be moving about jostling. So I'm going to eliminate your disadvantage on your roll, because this is more of a station. You're stationary at this point. You're not creeping or sneaking. You're stationary. So
So, 3 for
3.
me.
Okay.
3 stealth.
Tobias.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
At 20. Okay, that helps things.
So 21.
While you're both sitting down, you realise that that the way Niven is kind of sat against this bush, that twigs keep in the breeze keep brushing up against the chainmail and the plate that's there, and causing these little tinks and clatters, and you advise Niven to move around a little bit, so that these branches aren't clattering up against her, to avoid that to avoid that noise.
Mhm.
And the cat's pooped.
Yeah.
Until Ariel gets back, can you make me a perception check, please?
Yeah. Could you go?
This might have to be a two-parter, because it's 10 to 11.
I know. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Literally, there's so
Was
much
it a
that's happened.
A perception, yeah.
Yeah, make me a perception check, please.
22.
Okay. Did you hear what I said, Ariel? Okay. You can make a perception check if you like, but it's kind of pointless with Tobias, but it's just to see whether you hear it as well. Make me a perception check.
Is the plate just moving the micro?
I get
One.
advantage on things with hearing, so
Okay.
perceptions
Make
with hearing.
perception check with advantage.
17.
Oh my god.
Okay, you both hear the beginnings of rah, rah,
Uh-oh.
rah,
We took their queen.
rah, rah, rah.
From what
Okay, stop.
direction? Far away? Close?
From everywhere in the woods. This is starting to slowly come alive. You are by the water source. Yes, okay, it's running and it's fast, but it's still damp. You start to hear these toads. What do you do?
Should we climb trees? Frogs can't really get up trees. We just don't want them to see us really and be freaked out by us more than anything.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
ran last time from you, though, Vivian.
Niven.
Vivian.
And it took me a while. I was like, brain. Yeah, but this is probably more, and this is like their time, like rather than just being woken up.
It's night time. They are nocturnal creatures.
Yeah.
And if they are coming from like
come out in
if
heavier
it's
numbers.
from every direction in the woods as well, they are everywhere. Like the ground could be covered in them. We don't know.
Yeah.
DM, did you say the foliage was heat resistant, fire resistant?
Trees are fire resistant, certainly. Some of the foliage is as well.
Climbing trees, climbing.
Climbing the trees. Okay, can you both make me strength athletics or dexterity checks, depending on how you want to climb these trees?
Strength, athletics, methinks.
So what is that?
Let's go.
Why do I have a little advantage thing next to strength? That's weird.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're going to be ace.
Grapple check or something?
It's probably something to do with. Yeah.
22.
22. You're up there like a shot.
I'll just make a regular
jump
one.
into a giant pull up You see a branch behind you, and you just jump up, and then you pull yourself up. You've never looked so manly in your life.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just double checking something.
Was that, how did we describe Tobias?
It's like a lumbering Hulk.
The guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Drax?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we describe him.
Yeah.
We were trying to like, yeah, that's how we kind of.
No sweat. You're absolutely- you're
He's
up there,
basically a
Or you
Goliath,
could-
though.
You feel like you could have done this one-handed.
Yeah, it's nothing. Honestly.
Oh, right. Okay. Fine. Sorry, I was just checking something. I got an 18. Yeah.
Okay.
18.
Yeah. You managed to find some decent footholds and quickly pull yourself up as well. No problem whatsoever. Inspired by the sight of Tobias, you think, I can do that.
Mm.
It's like, what is it? Men trying to out men each other.
It was more like sharing in each other's prowess and glory rather than competition, but take it as you will. If you
Bros
want
being bros.
to make it a competition, you're more than welcome for it to have been a competition. Right.
Niven's not competitive. It's fine.
Scouting team. Are you returning? What are you doing?
We're waiting for Vivian, I think, at the moment. Me and Uriah.
Vivian has successfully done her sabotage, and I presume, unless said otherwise, is returning to you.
Vivian, you coming back to us? Is Vivian even there?
Yeah, he's lying on his bed. I can see
You
him.
can just about see.
Yeah,
Yes.
is he fallen
I think
asleep?
Yes.
He was yawning.
He was making himself real comfy. I was watching him. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no, he's
Yes.
going."
We've lost
Maybe-
Vivian.
Yes.
Maybe that's the sign for the TBC.
To be continued. Yeah, I am thinking this might be a two-party vote.
I somehow he's made it back, but is really sleepy. So I put Vivian across the horse. I don't know how Nanafoon does this with her -1 strength, but
Okay, we will leave that as to be confirmed. To be continued, then to be confirmed. To be continued. We will have to do a second half to this.
yeah.
I'm
Yes.
more than happy to do a second half to this Toad extravaganza.
Saga ends. So what I would like to say is we can end it with you journey back.
Yeah.
And it will be the last day, the last chance to get them now. This is the last time, the fourth day. You travel back to them. I will say that you don't get a long rest, but you get a short rest for those that are traveling.
Mhm.
For
I think
those that
Vivian
are
gets a long
bridge,
rest.
you get a long rest. So Niven and Tobias, you get long rests. Anybody who's traveling, you just get a short rest.
Yeah.
And then we will pick up. We will pick up there.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you.
When we will pick up, I don't know. When we're going to do
No.
the next one, we'll see.
It'll be fine. We'll pick it back up.
I'll probably have to rewatch to remind myself of everything that's happened before we do it. But that did not go in any way, shape, or form the way I thought it would, and it took a